Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
A school district in shock.
He really is the epitome of everything you want in a principal.
Parents and students planning a protest tomorrow after the principal of Annapolis High School is suddenly suspended.
No one is quite sure what's behind the suspension, which is feeding into a lot of frustration tonight. Glad you're with us at 11. I'm Devin Skillian.
I'm Kimberly Gill. Supporters say the Annapolis principal isn't just a suit behind a desk, but an active member of the community, and his absence is keenly and painfully felt. Mara McDonald is live in Dearborn Heights. Mara, a walkout is planned at the school tomorrow.
That's right, Kimberly, a walkout that is a protest about Mr. Aaron Millett, who is the principal here. The kids are extremely upset. They want him back in school. The district has emailed parents letting them know they're aware this walkout is scheduled. Parents upset as well. They want Mr. Millett back on the job, especially in light of a student suicide last week. They say the kids really need him.
Mr. Millett is absolutely the best.
Aaron Millett is the principal who's outside each morning welcoming the kids to school. In him, they feel they have an advocate.
He's always been there for me when I was going through mental health problems or just when I needed somebody to talk to.
If I'm sitting at lunch, he'll come up behind me and he'll be like, "Oh, hey, how are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm good, how are you?" And like, you know, he keeps a conversation and he checks in on every single one of us.
Neither students nor their parents understand the absence. The district will only say it's a personnel matter.
We want our principal back, and we're not going to stop until Mr. Millett is back at Annapolis.
Millett's sudden suspension, coupled with a student's suicide the prior week, has rocked the school.
Nobody has had the opportunity to grieve the loss of their friend, their student, you know, a community member. And then to have this happen on top of it is really kind of like a wham bam.
He's the person that you can call and say, "Hey, this is what's going on," and he's on it. He takes care of it immediately.
Mr. Millett needs to come back. He needs to come back immediately.
Back here live, that walkout scheduled for 11 o'clock tomorrow. Parents say, or at least some parents say, they're going to attend as well, but really their focus is gearing up for an upcoming school board meeting. We're live at Dearborn Heights tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
We'll continue to follow this story. Mara, thank you. Tonight, our first look at a new report on school security at Oxford schools. This 179-page report comes out almost a year and a half after that deadly mass shooting at Oxford High School.
The report by the independent investigative company Guidepost Solutions only discusses current practices, and the company says current measures are satisfactory and appropriate. Now, currently, the district has threat and suicide assessment teams with members from various disciplines and has defined concerning behaviors. There is now a centralized reporting system and a threshold for engaging law enforcement.
Also, district software searches student accounts and online search history for warning signs. Students who trigger a threat assessment have their belongings searched. The intervention plan may require removing this student from school and may require mental health services to return. Additionally, staff members are being trained on threat assessment.
Guidepost has concerns about sustainability because the district is conducting 300% more assessments than comparable districts. Among suggested improvements, the intervention team should inquire about access to weapons and include the student resource officer in every assessment. Report also calls for training bus drivers and custodians. Additionally, Guidepost recommends an artificial intelligence screening system to detect firearms and large knives. Now, this is just a summary. We've posted the entire report. You can read it at clickondetroit.com.
A second report will address the district's measures at the time of the shooting, including interactions with the shooter. That report will be released when the investigation is complete. Also new tonight, a caregiver facing charges after police say she attacked an 81-year-old woman in Grosse Pointe Park. That attack happened last week at the victim's home on Berkshire Road. That's just off Jefferson. Pamela Osborne joins us live with more on this disturbing case. Pamela.
Kimberly, I spoke with Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy tonight. The victim in this case remains in the hospital after that home invasion and brutal assault that occurred in the one place that she should have been safe.
This case represents to me just the hugest, if that's a word, violation of trust and betrayal.
That betrayal described by Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy happened here along Berkshire Street in Grosse Pointe Park on May 5th. In the early hours of that morning, the victim, an 81-year-old woman, was hit in the head with a gun and robbed by someone she trusted. Investigators say that someone was this woman, 33-year-old Essence Cross of Detroit. They say Cross was the victim's caretaker. Grosse Pointe Park police tracked her down and arrested her later that day. The victim was taken to the hospital where she remains tonight.
Well, this further shows what we've been seeing more and more of.
Prosecutor Worthy says this should serve as a reminder to us all to pay careful attention to the people we allow into our homes.
This is yet another example, as I said earlier, not to be repetitive, but this bears repeating over and over again. If you are a senior citizen, if you are the loved one of a senior citizen, check on them often. Make sure you know who they've let in their lives, and make sure that we all know who is interacting with the people that we love.
Cross was arraigned today on multiple charges, including assault with intent to murder, guns charges, as well as assault. Her bail was set, I should say, at $2 million. She's due back in court later this month. Reporting live tonight, I'm Pamela Osborne, Local 4.
Really disturbing. Okay, Pamela, thank you.
A love triangle ends in gunfire. A man accused of shooting his ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend is later killed by police. This started this morning when Southfield police said the man shot the 41-year-old woman and her boyfriend in the parking lot of the Marriott Hotel on Northwestern Highway near Lazar. She was killed. He was critically hurt. Investigators say the suspect then went to Warren to switch cars. And this afternoon, police spotted him on the Lodge Service Drive near 7 Mile. When they tried to pull him over, police say he grabbed for his gun, and that is when officers shot and killed him. Both shootings still under investigation tonight.
Detroit police make an arrest in a triple shooting that left one man dead at a gas station. Happened Saturday morning at West McNichols and the Lodge Service Drive. Police believe an argument over a $3 refund led to the 27-year-old man firing shots, hitting innocent bystanders. The man in his 30s died. 2 others were hurt. Charges are pending. Meanwhile, the gas station was shut down for having an improper license.
We're getting a look tonight at the man charged in a deadly wrong-way crash on I-696. Police say Stefano Neighbors was driving drunk early Friday morning when he hit and killed a man on the freeway near I-94 in Roseville. The victim was a 62-year-old man from Harper Woods. Police say Neighbors was going the wrong way in the westbound lanes of 696. In addition to murder, he's facing charges related to drunk driving. We're learning new information now on the gunman in the deadly mall shooting in Allen, Texas over the weekend.
Investigators say the 33-year-old gunman who was killed at the scene by a police officer may have been driven by right-wing extremism. The Army says the man was kicked out 3 months into basic training in 2008 for a physical or mental condition. 8 people lost their lives in that shooting Saturday afternoon. Public officials trying to come up with ways to cure an epidemic of mass shootings.
The first step to leading to some type of resolution here, as well as providing information about the response needed from the state of Texas, is to know exactly why and how this happened.
7 more people were wounded in this attack. 6 remain in the hospital, 3 in critical condition.
Classes are back in session at the Detroit Elementary School hit by that illness outbreak that killed a kindergartner. Marcus Garvey Academy on the city's east side closed last week so that it could undergo a deep cleaning. The district is asking parents to keep an eye on students, though, to make sure that they don't have any symptoms of what has now been identified as a bacterial infection. Anyone with symptoms will be isolated until they can be picked up by their parents, but the school reopened today. Focus Hope Center for Children also reopened today after its own deep cleaning, thanks to an outbreak of hand, foot, and mouth disease. Autopsy results on that child who died are still pending. We've got a traffic alert for drivers on I-75 through southwest Detroit.
Starting tonight, the Bridging North America project will temporarily close lanes on I-75 in the overnight hours. Tonight, the 2 right lanes of northbound I-75 will close between Springwells and Campbell from 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. Then the 2 right lanes of southbound I-75 will close between Military and Clark Streets May 9th and 10th. Finally, the 2 left lanes of north and southbound I-75 will close between Springwells and Clark Wednesday through Friday. Remember, all the closures all start at 7 p.m. and end at 5 a.m.